So how do I make my resume as a candidate? Like align it with the JD, put more sort of keywords. That's one way to go, I guess. Anything else that you can
Yeah,
think of?
I would say highlight the JD, not the JD, because if the JD is asking, again, a hypothetical example, if JD is asking more on compensation benefit side and you
Hmm.
are more into organizational development, obviously you will not forge the resume according to the JD, right?
Hmm.
But if you have other parameters which matches your resume, you
Hmm.
highlight those key set achievements according to that, so that the percentage goes higher.
Hmm.
And you have different ways, ChatGPT, Copilot, to tell you how the ATS resume scores look like.
Understood.
So that ways you can always redefine your JD. Again, I'm reiterating, because you can't do something which you have not done in practical life, because
Hmm.
practical knowledge is something, again, that's where you are kind of quantified against.
Understood. And so one way obviously is to sort of match your JD with match your CV sort of. So one thing that I also say when I talk to candidates is that don't just send the same CV to every place. Sort of once you have the JD, align that with the with the JD and with the company like needs in terms of. So let's say if but one particular company is looking for one particular technology, put that thing in your CV and highlight that so that it sort of comes out when the ATS is being matched with your CV, right?
Yeah, but only if you know that technology. If you
Of
don't
course,
know
yeah.
it, yeah.
You can't
If you don't know
bluff
it,
it.
then there's no point. Then ATS will not help you,
True,
right?
true.
So if you know that technology, you should definitely write. So if the JD is asking Azure or
Hmm.
WMS or SAP, for that matter, so it should be highlighted into your skill sets, current skill set and achievements both.
But
So the
candidates have
ATS
also
will
become smarter, no? These days, they
yeah,
just put
yeah.
it for the heck of putting it, and then. But then, how do you identify
Then
which
the
one is fake and which?
interviewer, I mean, then they will probably fail in the interview rounds, no, if you
Huh.
don't know the technology.
The kind of stories that I hear from HR leaders these days, that these tech guys, that tech candidates, the kind of cheatings that they do during the tests and all that stuff is crazy. I mean, कोई मतलब Google खोल के बैठा है तो is a very small thing. Somebody they've got
Yeah.
like they would put their big headphones and then they'll put a pods in the headphones so that somebody can talk to them.
Oh,
Like
oh,
these sort of crazy stories. So now what companies have started doing is that they would say that boss, they have I think a software wherein you have to show them the entire room so that nobody's sitting there with you in the room and no
yeah.
headphones allowed. So you when you do their
So,
test.
yeah, you're right, absolutely right. Candidates are very smart. So, what we used to do, to overcome that kind of a challenge, we always had those techie guys come into our office. So, we used to set up systems for them
Hmm.
and used to prepare the assignments for them there and there, and then you show your skills. That's how we used to do. I mean, because we know it's been many a time that you'll have people sitting by your side and then somebody is dictating you the interview rounds.
True.
So the business leaders are even smarter. They call the candidates in the office,
India is
and
the
we used
India
to
is the
give them
mother
the
of
entire
jugaad.
setup.
So
Huh. Whatever you need, we used to give them headphones, speakers, laptops, projectors, everything, and then you appear for that. You interview
it
with the